Those are those teams from New York.
Getting spanked. You know why? Because we're the kings of New York, baby.
Woo!
We are the kings of New York, baby. And because that, we drink on Wednesday night. Crack 'em if you got 'em, son.
Crack 'em if you got 'em, son.
I don't really know why being a king in New York means we drink on Wednesday nights, but I just went for it. Ad had me hyped up. AJ had me hyped up. One thing that would be funny one time, I sometimes sit there and think, who's going to be the first one to say something? I kind of wait. I'm trying to think of something to say, and then I just played off you. I played right off you. That's improv.
That's improv, and we've actually been taking classes, and we hope that it's playing out. And I think today it really showed that
It's definitely showing that the $500 a month for improv class is paying right off. Welcome to the CanFan podcast with your boy. I hate saying this. With your boy.
Hey, what's up? It's your boy.
It's your boy.
It's your boys.
And I'm with the bandwagon boys. How you guys doing?
Feeling good?
Feeling good, looking good.
Looking great.
Doing better.
Sorry, who are you with?
The bandwagon champions of the world. The 2-0 tag team champions. Guys, 2-0. And I said this, I don't know if it was the post game or during the stream, the watch along, which we do every Sunday or Monday night, depending what day the Cowboys game. We are 2-0, the best record that we've seen as Cowboys CanFan podcast. Since we started the podcast, this is our best start to the season.
It only took 3 years in.
Took 3 years. We started off 1-1 2021 and 1-1 in 2022. The sky is the limit as far as I'm concerned. I'm starting to buy in.
Well, don't buy into all that bullshit.
I'm bought in,
Don't
baby.
buy into all the haters out there who are just like, well, who have they beaten?
That shit doesn't faze me, man.
It's actually
it's how we've beaten them.
It's actually been phasing me. Today I showed in here and I was like, I drove for like I was stuck in traffic driving back from the office, and it was extra 45 minutes on my commute, and I was just listening to fucking other analysts talking smack about them boys. So
It's called clickbait. Speaking of clickbait, what do we have clicked up for this week's episode?
well, hang on a second.
Okay, yeah. Let's roll into some chat.
Well, I just want to
Roll into some chat
give us some
first.
chat.
Okay.
Give us the chat.
Let's
You're
see.
right.
Hear what's
You're
going
right.
on.
Let's
What's up?
What up, chat? The best chat in the world.
So we got Gus R7 Network saying howdy boys,
What up, Gus?
and then we got our boy Boots on the Ground.
Boots on the ground.
And he's saying, raise your hand if you made money betting on the Cowboys this last weekend.
You know
I made some CanFan money if I
Okay, you guys had CanFan bucks, which we said are priceless, which is just as good. It's the experience, right? I actually made real money though.
Sweet. And then we have arguably AFL Cyan saying, first time catching alive. Let's go, boys.
Hey, appreciate it, man. This isn't first, but not last.
First but not last, welcome to the show, and I apologize for maybe saying your name inaccurately.
That's how we do, baby.
That's how we do, baby. That's how we do. And then we got our boy Rolando Rodriguez, aka R2, coming in saying, Cowboys CanFan, what's up from South Texas? Let's hear some great information on the Cowboys.
Say it.
Emojis. Cheers. Crack 'em if you got 'em. Emojis. Go Cowboys. Emojis. America's team.
Love it. It feels like if he's not here with his emojis and his positivity, what the fuck are we even doing here?
And I
right?
think we
what the
failed.
fuck are we even doing?
What are
here?
we doing here? And I got a great. You got the boots on the ground, and I got a great R2 Rolando Rodriguez soundbite that I'm going to have for this weekend.
For Saturday? Ooh,
For Saturday.
I'm intrigued.
And then Gonzalo Alvarado, who's been pretty active in the chat since since our pre-show, saying, what's up, boys?
What up,
Lot
what up?
of caps. He's hyped right now.
We're all
He's
hyped.
right now.
We're supposed to be hyped. 2-0, baby. We're
2-0,
supposed to
baby.
be hyped.
We're the Kings of New York.
We're the Kings in New York, and we're drinking on Wednesday because they
Drinking
go,
on Wednesday.
they go hand in hand.
Wednesday. And then our boy EJ Savage, Boys in the Zone, says 3-0. Here we come.
Yes, sir.
And then-
3-0, baby.
Hey, Eric Castillo. Haven't seen him for a while. What's
Welcome
up, guys?
back, Eric. Welcome back.
Welcome back. Now, AJ, bandwagon boy number 2. What do we got on the docket for today, son?
On today's show, we got that rapid retake of the Dallas Cowboys beating up the New York Jets 30-10 and in AT&T Stadium. Shout out Jerry Jones. Did the Cowboys impress in this victory? That's the big question.
Yes, I did.
We're also going to be praying for some respect from the NFL for the Dallas Cowboys in this week's power rankings. The Cowboys versus Cardinals game preview. They kick off inside state Farm Stadium in Arizona on Sunday, this Sunday, the 24th at 1:25 p.m. CanFan will be doing the live stream play-by-play about an hour before kickoff.
You know it.
Yes, sir.
But today, wherever you may be listening to this, we will be doing a CanFan exclusive game preview, team comparisons, position matchups, and of course, bold and score predictions. And then we're going to end with some betting and some fantasy football talk.
Boost, baby! Yes, I love to hear it. We got a full lineup tonight, and I just love it. Wednesdays in season are one of my favorite days of the week because we get to show up, we get to talk the upcoming game, and it's always better after a win. I'll say that. It's always better after a win. Prescott had 2 touchdowns in the Sunday night's matchup against the Jets. Wilson had 3 fourth-quarter picks. That's the craziest thing, guys. I kept messing it up post-game. I thought he had 2, but 3 fourth-quarter interceptions. That pretty much, it doesn't matter how close a game is. You give up 3 turnovers in the fourth quarter, and you basically just fucked your team out of any type of comeback they want. And that was his first start after Rodgers' injury, and Cowboys beat, as we know, the Jets 30-10.
There's some two big things. Maybe there's a third that'll come to mind, but right now I just have 2 inside my head. And that might be all I can hold. That might be at capacity.
I'm overloading, man.
70-1. Cowboys have outscored their opponents in the past 2 weeks. Okay. These are NFL teams they're playing too, by the way. And not Russell Wilson. Fuck. What's his name?
Zachy boy.
Zach Wilson. 3 picks. Who else threw 3 picks in week 1?
It was Jared Goff.
Allen.
Oh, Allen also did.
Oh, well, there you go.
Allen also did, yeah.
So I'm not saying, that.
The Allen one makes more sense because he played the team way better.
Yeah.
See, I just clipped to it. No, Allen, yes, that's a great one.
Yeah, and yeah, so
That was the first thing you did after that game. Is
I know
you
when
went
it
right
happened.
to Josh Allen.
I went full on just like, it's like when people bitch about Dak's interceptions, it feels like someone's bitching at me personally. So when Josh Allen, Josh Allen also had 3. Good call.
So it's just a little bit of a coinky-dink. But anyways, there were a couple things that I wanted to hit on quickly, unless you guys have anything you want to
hit
bring
it, baby.
up. Okay, first,
We'll play off you.
play off me good because I got
Like we always do.
got a couple things here. So this was a really awesome post
Oh, I fucking love this sketch.
from Reed D. Hansen. Just going to read this out loud, guys, and then I want you to give me your thoughts. CeeDee Lamb is operating at a record-breaking pace for the Cowboys. His 55.3 receiving share is the highest since 1945. Go Boys. His 1870-yard pace would be an all-time top 5. Go Boys. And his 88.2% catch rate is almost unfathomable, given the difficulty of some of his catches. And if you're just listening, you're missing out on the video clip that's playing. CeeDee goes up in between 2 receivers, gets smashed on his back.
I thought he was dead. When it happened?
Yeah.
I was like, holy fuck, please get up. He gets up, does his old schnooter off the finger, and then the guy that hit him was actually hurt. The crazy thing about this, if he drops this, you understand it, right? You're like,
100%.
oh, okay, he dropped it. He tried to
Head
make
over
the play.
heels.
88%. I like that number. 88 with the 88% catch
that's right.
rate. He was, if Micah wasn't such a goddamn beast, CeeDee Lamb was the player of the game last week. Dog. The week before, he only had 77 yards or whatever it was, but he still had important catches. The offense is running through CeeDee Lamb right now. No wide receiver has a touchdown pass yet, but CeeDee Lamb was by far the most noticeable guy on offense against the Jets.
Well, that's how my people like to handle their business. While your guys are out partying, mine are running routes.
CeeDee Lamb's running routes.
And the next topic I want to bring up here is we kind of missed it a little bit here, but Stephon Gilmore was the one who let Garrett Wilson make that only big play for the New York Jets. And we're just watching it here. If you're listening, you're missing out. Come check us out at youtube.com/@CowboysCanFan.
Ad, what do you think? Is this something to be concerned about? And the reason Alex and I talked pre going on the cast, Gilmore also had, and we're not going at Gilmore because the guy's, I'll take him over Anthony Brown any day of the week. He also had the 2 pass interference calls and then the only big play given up.
Yeah, I mean, look, it's going to happen to somebody. Like Garrett Wilson is a fantastic wide receiver, and I didn't get to see the all-22 side of the play. Was he expecting? It was Malik Hooker who missed that tackle, right?
Yeah.
I'm just saying, Hooker gets that tackle.
Yep.
No problem. So, yes, it was Gilly's guy. Malik missed the backup, so both of them I feel are more at fault. I mean, if Gilly's the only one that's leaving that, I mean, Noah Brown would have absolutely let out more than just one.
Anthony Brown?
Anthony Brown and Noah Brown. But I mean, I'm not concerned about it. It does reinforce that, like, you know, Diggs is playing on a whole nother level because he didn't make that many mistakes the last 2 games. I don't know if Gilly was the only one that was lining up with Wilson, but
Well, I'm showing it actually speaks, them lining him up against Gilmore is saying who they think is the best cornerback. They think Diggs is the best cornerback.
Yeah.
You didn't even see him get challenged.
Yeah.
And you're right. He had safety over the top. Like, he had Hooker over the top. But if you watch this one more time, does it look like right about here he's expecting him to make the tackle, or he was trying to make a play for the ball? You can kind of see a hesitation. You can kind of see a hesitation moment from Gilmore, like right there.
yeah, you know, just before he puts his arm up, he probably thought I'm going to go for the ball, and he kind of loses that one step.
You can't play. I think it's something to just keep an eye on. I'm certainly not concerned, but you obviously can't play hoping that, oh, well, if I miss this, then my safety's going to get
Definitely.
it. Like, and I don't think that was going through anyone's mind. But it was just something that I think was missed, hadn't been talked about. And Nance made a good point that if that was number 7 running behind him right there, we probably would have seen this clip all over.
Oh, no one would even be talking about Malik Hooker. If it was Diggs that got burned, no one would be talking about the safety over the help. It would just be, oh, well, Diggs got burned by. And let's not forget, Garrett Wilson is an emerging star. He's probably going to be a top 10 wide receiver for the next 10 years.
Yep.
Those guys are going to get touchdowns.
Yeah, exactly.
It's going to happen. Like Ad made a great point. Your great defense eventually is going to give up points. After this touchdown, the Cowboys didn't give up another point. I think that's almost the bigger takeaway from this.
Okay, so here's what the chat's saying. A lot of not concerns. Ain't concerned at all, said Jeremy Anello. We got Lunar Love saying not concerned. We got Eric Castillo saying Gilmore's weakness is his speed at this point of his career.
He's older guy, yep.
Have to be careful in man coverage.
Which that was. Man, that was like, it looked like that was it looked like a single high safety. They probably brought a blitz. It looked like Hooker was the only deep safety. Just by looking at that play, maybe the all-22 says something different. But just from that play, the way he was standing in the middle of the field, he looked like the only single safety.
And then Cassie Stewart says, our pass rush is so good, I'm not worried about our secondary.
I think we can give up one of those big plays a game and still feel comfortable. The defense isn't going to fall apart.
The only thing, and I'm going to bring it up because we might not have it on the docket. This is a totally different game, and I'm going to be that guy. You could kind of feel them getting momentum back a little bit.
Sure.
And shortly after that, Dak Prescott threw out to the flat to Sauce Gardner. That missed pick 6.
Yeah.
So
so that's the only thing. Like, you get one big play.
You're playing the Marvel what if game right now.
Well, and it's fucking irrelevant, right? We smacked them 30-10. It's just one of those things.
Shut up!
It's just one of those things. You give up a big play like that, it does ignite a team. That's my only thing. You never want to see a 68-yarder. You want to see them fight. The better thing after that was they did fucking absolutely nothing for the rest of the game.
I said it. Yeah, I said it. Write it down. Take a picture. Send it to him. You heard me.
I love Dak, by the way.
Now, Diggs missing an interception like that, again, that's all you're going to be hearing about. Sauce missing that, it's like, no one's talking about. Now, granted, I don't listen to a lot of Jet stuff, but you would assume people would be saying Diggs is not that guy. Diggs is not that guy. Do you think people are saying that about Sauce Gardner? Hell no.
I think this is finally the year, maybe that we've all been Dig boys since we started the podcast. The first year we were all loving Diggs.
I think we all got his jersey
first
year.
7.
We all got Diggs jerseys the very first year, and I've probably argued, as far as Cowboys players go, obviously the quarterbacks you argue with fans the most about, like Tony Romo. Speaking of, shout out to Tony Romo. He's up for a nomination for the Hall of Fame.
Oh, right.
Won't make it.
Romo.
I don't. Just gonna.
Nomination is nice.
He got nominated.
Good enough.
It's still good. He might not make it. He probably shouldn't, to be honest. And he's one of my favorite all-time players. He just didn't have a long enough career. He didn't have the postseason success. But shout out to Romo. But the most guys that I've argued for as Cowboys players with trolls on the internet, obviously Tony Romo, obviously Dak Prescott, and then it's got to be Trevon Diggs. Trevon Diggs by a long shot.
Just to wrap up our rapid retake here, we're just going to go through the LandryHat.com article by Jerry Trotta, the official home of the Cowboys campaign.
I like it.
Trotta.
But say that official home of the Dallas.
Sorry.
You're so good on that one.
We're the official podcast
I
of
like that.
LandryHat.com.
Let's go, baby.
I'll buy whatever you're selling.
Yeah, the official home is wherever you want to watch us.
Facts.
So we'll just go through the 3 truths and 1 lie. We're not going to read it. You know how we do over here. We're just going to make our opinions off of what they say and either agree or disagree.
Yeah, spit us your idea, and we're just gonna free ball off it.
And chat, we want to hear what your 3 truths and 1 lie are in the chat. Minus Eastside Herald, you can go after yourself.
Oh, Eastside Herald's in the chat. Hey, Eastside Herald, suck my balls.
Hey, Eastside Herald coming in with the Astros, Texans, and Rockets shout out. And you know Kilo doesn't mind some of those, though. So we got to give him props to that. Okay. Jerry Trotta starts us off here with Tony Pollard is a workhorse running back, and that's the truth.
Easy
he
truth.
says. Easy
Ran
truth.
25 times.
25 times, 75 yards. It doesn't, we're not real. At some point in the game, it switches over from being, oh man, you are only getting 3 yards to average to, okay, now you're, and I think that's around the 20 carry mark, to be quite honest.
And let me tell you this, there's not many games Tony Pollard's running 25 times and not breaking one for 50.
That's right.
So I think that, and that's against, again, the Jets have a very, very good defense. You give Tony Pollard 25 carries next week against the Arizona Cardinals, he's into 150 yards is my guess if he gets 25 carries.
Yeah, probably if you include his breakout potential on any sort of play, absolutely. He's getting 25 carries. He's got a chance for 2 of those in a game.
Oh, definitely. Tony Pollard's an absolute beast. He's a workhorse. He's proved it. He's durable. He's proved that he's durable. Yeah, he had a leg injury against the Niners, which was kind of a freak accident. Hand him the ball. He's our guy.
Boots is saying, I can't wait to see TP run for 100 yards this Sunday. That's my boldy, because he's going to the game in Arizona.
Oh, nice. Boots is going to be boots on the ground.
Yeah, he is. And he
Gee.
already said he's handing out the rest of his CanFan
Yes,
cards,
sir.
getting people liked out there.
Boots on the ground.
That's why that's why he got his name. He's the official boots on the ground of the CanFan podcast.
Tyron Smith is still an upper echelon LT.
So besides,
I thought you were going to say Tyron Smith is still holding an upper decker in the bathroom.
that would have made
He's still doing it after all these years.
He's still doing it.
Still thinks it's funny.
The thing with Tyron Smith, the only time you heard his name on Sunday was he had one holding call. That's what you want to hear from your left tackle. If that's all you heard, he's doing his thing.
One holding call, and don't quote me on this, but I believe also only 1 QB pressure.
That's amazing for a guy that's been doing this for a long time. Keep him in there. I was a big. I didn't want him starting at left tackle. I wanted Tyler Smith starting at left tackle. Guys, don't forget, we still have Tyler Smith, our first round pick from 2022, that hasn't played. Wait till he gets in on this line.
Yeah.
Wait till you got Tyron Smith, Tyler Smith, Tyler Biodash, Zach Martin, Terrence Steele.
Shut your
4
mouth.
T's and a Z, baby.
4 T's and a Z, baby. I thought that's what you were. Where you were
Well,
going.
that's where I was going for it, and
I
I
like it.
can't wait. And I think the line's been very good. There's rumors that Tyler Smith might be playing this weekend, and that's just going to make Tyron Smith's job that much easier. And I'm pretty jacked up. Tyron Smith is definitely still an upper decker.
Shout out to Jerry Jones, yeah, because he be the owner.
We got to thank Jerry for the line that he's put together here.
Yeah,
Wow.
very, very formidable line.
All right, on to the second last one here. Is it going to be a truth or a lie? A lie? The Cowboys are the best team in the NFL. Jerry, try to...
I don't disagree with this, guys. I need
know.
to see us beat. I need to see if we beat San Fran week 5. I'm not saying San Fran's even the best team. I don't know if I know who the best team in the NFL. I don't know if I know who the best team in the NFL is yet. I have to wait till we play a team like San Fran. Crack them if you got them, son. I need to wait to see us beat the Niners. When we beat the Niners, 100% stamp it, seal it, deliver it. The Cowboys will be the best team in the NFL.
Defense!
I want a little bit of question marks throughout the whole season to keep pushing them. I don't think the Cowboys are going to get this way, but I like not being in first place.
You want adversity. You want to have to battle some adversity.
And I totally agree too. I think the teams that we beat are very mid NFL teams.
Mid to even.
Well, one of them's a playoff team potentially.
Playoff.
Right?
Yep.
Playoffs. So I think that's the only good thing. But yeah, week 5, everyone's saying week 5 is the real test. It's actually very nice that we start off the season with kind of 4 easy teams, but this is the NFL, and I will keep saying that these are all NFL teams. They might not all have NFL quarterbacks, but they're all NFL teams.
I mean, so yeah, I agree. I agree with you there. I'll ride with you on that. I feel like
You fucking better.
You fucking better. That's BWB2 you're talking to.
Who do you think you are? I am. It all comes down to the postseason for me. It's funny.
Yeah, but you still have to fucking get there.
Of course.
We're taking this for getting to the postseason's not a guarantee. Like, you still have to play the 17 games there. Like, what if, imagine we were doing this podcast with a Giants team or we were the New York Jets, I hate to say it, something could even happen within the next 4 or 5 weeks that completely derails our trajectory to the postseason.
Oh my God!
Hey, I'm just saying, every fucking game, you got to stack these W's. George W's.
And we just played a team who is dealing with that right now. So
yes,
fair point.
Look, so the biggest thing is keep everybody healthy because it's going to be a long season. That's where the whole depth conversation comes in. From if you're in Ultra Cowboys table, he says 3 truths. Dak chokes in the playoffs. Jake Ferguson is still slow. Micah's the MVP. 1 lie. Big Mike is trash. Kind of wanted to bring that up. I'd be surprising because we don't see much about the play calling. Obviously, the 2 games maybe don't favor Big Mike.
I think the opposite.
I'm just saying.
I think the last 2 games are a testament of what he's doing as the offensive play caller.
Spreading the ball. I think I saw
getting guaranteed points. When you say this is the difference between Kellen Moore and Mike McCarthy. Kellen Moore wants to on 3rd and 1. Or whatever, he wants to try for the end zone. If he doesn't get it, he's going to run on 4th down, maybe not get it. Mike McCarthy is going to kick a field goal, know that we have this awesome defense to fall back on. We can win games without scoring touchdowns.
Well, look at the last game with LA. I think it was like the last 3 plays. 2 of those balls went right out of the end zone on massive throws.
And we played against the Jets. This is the thing. Everyone talked about Josh Allen and the Bills. Well, they played against the New York Jets. Their defense is really good. And then the Cowboys play them, and it's like, well, it's the Jets. It's like, how the fuck does that make any sense?
This is what Ultra says. I like to really give a wild take from Ultra, and then I like when he goes in and he gives us some actual juice.
But before, I just want to comment on the Cowboys offense there quickly.
Yes.
Okay. I think the first week it was just playing it smart. There was no reason to do anything because the defense scored, I think, 16 points 10
Basically
points.
Instantly.
Yeah. So there was no real reason to really push the ball, and I think we saw that against New York Jets as well, just a little bit, where we got into a place where, sure, if we were closer, maybe we would have attempted to make touchdowns, but they were very comfortable just sitting back and kicking for 3
and saying that defense that offense more than likely isn't going to march down 75 yards and score on us.
Exactly. So
and it worked.
I think I don't disagree that maybe Kellen Moore's offense is quote unquote more exciting and can produce bigger plays and stats that make you be like, oh, this is very good. But with what McCarthy's doing, I don't see a step back. It obviously is much benefited by the defense, but what team wouldn't be?
Yep.
I guess where I was going toward is the amount, winning games. That's all we talked about we want to see. It's not necessarily a big stat for don't rack up the stats. We want to see the W's. That's the one stat that we want to see, which obviously it's happening. Kicking them 5 field goals.
Aubrey.
Yeah. So we're winning the games and we're stacking those W's is what we want to see.
And there was some concern with McCarthy going away from maybe CD and spreading the ball out, but we did see this.
We saw a lot of
CD's
CD.
just so good.
Week 1, CD had 75% of the yards. I don't know what his actual target rate is. And then in the last game, he had 143 yards out of the 255. So he's going. he is going to CD Lamb, and I like it.
I love it.
Now, he may have benefited because Cooks was not 100%.
Yeah, we haven't even seen really Cooks play. But you know what I want to say? I need to have a little bit more Big Mike in me when I play Madden. Sometimes I just need to kick the fucking field goal instead of fake field goal on
Instead of being Kellen Moore. Yeah, I get it.
I sometimes you gotta take the inner Mike.
Just to tap it in on here, and you know what? Chat is on fire tonight. I can't even keep up.
Okay, well, let's get this last truth, and then we'll
hop in it because we're switching after this.
Yeah, so that's why I just wanted to follow up on Ultra Cowboy here.
Okay.
Which you derailed me there. Cowboys beating the 49ers. Jets play the same type of defense as the 49ers. So, solid point. We talked about the Jets defense are a solid D, and the fact that we're getting slept on that we beat the Jets is just, again,
just wait. I'm already saying it. We're gonna skull fuck the Niners. Like I just know I can feel it this year. It's the same year 2014 with Tony Romo. Everyone thought the Seattle Seahawks were the best team in the NFL, and we went up into Lumen Field, which was safe. Whatever Quest Field, whatever the hell it was at the time, and we skull fucked the Seattle Seahawks, and I have that same feeling with this team this year.
Yeah, and I don't think we're gonna have to go much on this truth. Micah Parsons is the best defensive player in the NFL.
I'm leaning towards Micah possibly being the best player in the NFL. Honestly, I honestly think Micah might be the best player in the NFL.
He just needs to come out in weeks 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Whenever they have the bye, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, and week 18, and keep doing what he's doing.
And hopefully we have a first round bye, divisional, NFC champion, Super Bowl. That's the one knock on Micah. The last 2 seasons, he has trailed off in the later half of the season. That could be known for maybe just being younger, not having your body. Like college players don't play even close to the amount of games as NFL players end up playing. So that's maybe getting your body right, staying that longevity thing. I'm hoping this is the year where he's just get stronger in December.
All right. Well, that's the not so rapid recap, but it was a fun one.
It was fun. We had a lot to talk about. It was good, baby.
And you know what? We're going to be moving in.
Good.
We'll be moving on next, but let's get to chat because Adam has a fucking list here.
Giant boner on right now. Before he does that, crack him if you got him, son.
There's too much going on. And a lot of people are agreeing that Micah is the MVP.
It's hard to at least defensive, at least depoy.
Our boy Dallas Cowboys Chris in the house.
What up, Cowboys Chris?
And he says, doesn't it feel good to have the best player in the NFL on our team?
There you go.
Hell yeah.
It fucking feels amazing. It just fell to us so nicely. I was so upset about Surtain going to the Denver Broncos, and it was the best thing that ever happened.
Yeah.
Gus R7 Network says, Michael Gallup has been quiet. Could the Niner game he be used as our secret weapon? Possibly. Maybe we'll see what happens the next few games.
Well, we don't have that. This is the thing. We haven't been urged to even show the offense. I think when we actually get into a dogfight, there's going to be a lot of guys that step up that we haven't really seen.
Yep.
Yeah. Don't sleep on Gallup. He has been disappointing. But you're right, Anth. Like when we get into that fight, when someone schemes against CD and says, okay, throw to someone else, because there's going to be a team that does that, might not be a bad move. That's when I think we're going to see Gallup really step up. He's still got hands, man, and he just needs to be needed.
Do I give a fuck what Michael Gallup did in week 2 if he gets the game-winning catch against the Niners?
Yeah.
No.
Not at all. No. And then Ultra Cowboy says Osa making the Pro Bowl this year. Yeah, Osa Odigizio is having some solid games. I think
he has 3 sacks. 3 sacks for a defensive tackle is quite good.
Yep. And Osa's our guy. Okay, well let's keep moving along. I'll try to interject with some solid chat questions. Keep the stuff coming. Everybody likes to point out Cassie Stewart saying Kellen Moore is 0-2 right now. Yeah, love to see that. Vanilla Pudding isn't the Kellen Moore is going to do great things in Los Angeles. Has to work the system.
They have been good though. The Chargers, their offense hasn't been bad. It's just been high scoring games.
Which I don't know if I want to break that news right now.
Okay, Kellen Moore sucks. He sucks balls.
No, but we have a little bit of a debate on our travel plans now.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. We don't know if. Yeah, that's kind of.
And I think it's warranted.
To chat to look at it.
Okay.
So originally,
go ahead, say it.
Originally, we're thinking we do the back-to-back games. We do the Sunday night at wherever the Cowboys are playing the night before the Thanksgiving game, or the week, before the
this year it falls on the at the Panthers at week 11, I believe.
Right, so North Carolina, I believe.
Yep.
And we will be then either driving or flying to Dallas. That was the original plan. Now we're seeing some hot action down in LA, Chargers
Monday Night Football.
with
Boots on the ground.
potential. Just throwing that out there.
Yeah,
Just throwing
Monday
that out
Monday
there.
Night Football against the Chargers in Los Angeles. Obviously, we're West Coast boys. The flight down there makes more sense instead of flying all the way across.
Gives us an extra day in Dallas too, because we can still we can arrive a day earlier almost.
Yep.
And so we've really wanted to get the tour in, and I don't know. So if not that we're gonna stop anyone's plans from going to Carolina, but just speak on it. We are in debate. We are going to the Thanksgiving game. That's
100p.
that's tradition, 100%. But we might switch it up to the Chargers. What week is that? Do you remember?
It's like October 9th,
It's October 16th.
16th.
so a little
14th or 5th.
month away, basically.
month May. Yeah. So, anyways, that's just
AT&T West.
hanging in
Be
the
sweet
air.
to go.
It's pushing north towards that direction. Let me tell you.
And let me tell you this, I don't have my passport, so I have to rebook my passport.
Shit, go get that done.
Well,
son.
no, but I'm waiting. If we book the flight, I can get it expedited. I can speed it up and be like, hey, I have a flight booked.
Oh,
I need
okay.
I need it tomorrow.
if
And
not,
and
they're
they'll
going to
push
be
it. It'll
eating
be- yeah.
donuts and like pushing yours
Donuts.
aside.
But that's where fuck
So
that guy.
if you have any comments on what game we should go to, either the North Carolina, either the Carolina Panthers game the couple days before Thanksgiving, or the Chargers game, to be there with boots on the ground. And actually, you know what? Even Freddie Palma and I was saying October 16th, I'll be at SoFi, Kellamore
Boots on
beatdown
the
session.
ground.
So
We're thinking about it.
Cassie Stewart says, I'll be at the Cowboys Panthers game in Charlotte. So technically, we have two people in chat right now that are going to be at either game. We're trying to decide.
We'll dive into that, but
We'll dive into
definitely it's definitely a discussion.
Hey, just in case you're planning your lives around us, it's only fair we share that with you. Okay, guys.
Power rankings.
Now-
Here we go.
Now, last week, the boys were 4th.
Cowboys were 4th. So week 1, they were ranked 6th. We always go NFL.com. It just keeps it easy. It's obviously the mothership of the network. NFL.com power rankings. Week 1, Cowboys were ranked 6th. Week 2, they moved up 2 spots to 4. Now, what do you guys think they're sitting at?
I mean, I want to say 1.
I want
Who
to
was
say
it?
one,
Well,
too.
who was ahead of us? Who was ahead of us? Let's try that. The ahead of us last week was Eagles, Chiefs, and
San Fran?
San Fran. I think San Fran still won.
Okay.
I still think San Fran's 1, Kansas City's 2, Cowboys are 3. My
Really?
pick's 3. My pick's 3.
I say Cowboys 1, man.
I say Cowboys 2.
Well, he has to pick different from you.
I say
Okay,
Cowboys
okay.
2 because
Alex looked absolutely pissed at you that you didn't bandwagon up with him.
but because every time I do, it's always like we have to change it.
So we all got 1, 2, and 3.
Come on, man.
I know. I say 2 just because I think everybody's is rocking hard on San Fran's nuts, specifically the power ranking. So it'll go San Fran, Cowboys, and then whoever else.
Ooh, okay.
So
Okay.
let's
Hang on, before we go in.
Looks like we made it.
I could be a Cowboy fan again.
Okay, we just needed
I
that
couldn't even
luck.
hit it. I was laughing. I
We
couldn't
just
I couldn't
needed
even
that
hit
luck.
it. I did like it.
It needs a good screenshot for us to
And
hit
this is
that
by
harmony.
Eric Edholm. I don't know. Looks like an AI generated LinkedIn picture, but that's okay.
Lead draft writer.
Okay, number 1, we are kicking it up. San Francisco 49ers. They stayed. They were ranked 1 last week. They still stayed at 1. 2-0 San Francisco Niners. You know what? They had a dogfight against the Rams last week. The Rams are actually a team to look towards. The Rams are doing a lot. They're 1-1, but they went toe to toe with their divisional foe, and that was a rhyme, and I didn't even mean it.
Oops. So the Rams had a great pickup in that young Puka.
Yep.
He's been a great addition. They also have that Atwell wide receiver who stepped up. So there's some more depth there than
And they
just
still have
Cup.
they have a deadly defense. Like you have
Yep.
Aaron Donald still.
And well, it's been their offense. Their running game has not been able to get going under Akers, who I believe was just traded to Minnesota today.
Did he get traded?
I think he got traded.
Yeah, he
to
did.
Oh
Minnesota
wow!
today.
Yeah.
I didn't see that.
So
Crazy.
now they're running with this young Kyrie Williams 5th or 4th round pick.
Wild.
That's where you go now.
You
right?
do. Unleash him. Unleash the young buck.
Why
man.
wait? Why are you waiting?
I like that. I like that they did that. They just
Yeah.
said Akers was obviously bitching or something was happening in the locker room. Peace.
He's just never been able to put it together.
Injuries.
And that's been a huge problem for them. Anyways, this is not a fucking LA Rams
Yeah,
podcast.
fuck you, Rams. Okay, San Fran at 1.
Fuck you, Rams, and fuck you, Eastside Herald. Can you give Eastside Herald a fuck you, dickhead? Kilo's just requesting that.
Oh, yeah.
Fuck you, dickhead.
Oh, that was juicy. Yeah, good cutoff. Good.
Oh, you don't.
You
get
almost
that
let the
east
cutoff.
side. You don't got that.
Okay,
east
number 2.
side.
That you guys both. Our ad said 2.
Oh!
So I'm predicting it. I'm predicting
yeah,
it
I'm
right
just gonna
now.
Scroll right down.
Easy to predict it when you fucking read it.
I didn't.
first.
Oh, easy to predict it when I read it first.
What the F is this?
The Eagles at 3, so it went San Francisco 49ers, Kansas City Chiefs at 2, Philadelphia Eagles at 3. Same list as last week. So
Maybe let's fucking see.
Well, there's no fucking way we're not 4. Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know. I mean,
That's still bullshit. I mean,
the Eagles barely beat the Vikings, man. Did you guys? I don't know if you guys watched that game, but the Eagles, after watching them against Kirk Cousins at home on Thursday night, the Eagles did not scare me. The Eagles did not scare me one bit.
They had a couple. Maybe it was a quarter and a half where I was like, okay, they're looking good, but then it fell apart for them.
Dude, the Vikings just kept fumbling the ball right to them.
Against the Eagles, you just got to figure out how to not allow them to be 3-2, 3-1.
Yep.
If you can keep them farther back than that, then
They're done.
they can't do that fucking for sure QB sneak.
Yeah, but he squats 600 pounds. He can QB sneak from the 100-yard line. This is the same list.
Did anyone even go to? Did this guy just wake up on Monday, hung over, Tuesday, and
Dolphins are stayed the same at 5. Well, what did they say about the Cowboys? Let's see what they said about the
fuck
Cowboys.
everybody else after 4.
I know. I just wanted to see like what was going on.
Okay, if it was 1 Niners, 2 Eagles, 3 Cowboys, then KC, but the fact that KC at a 1-1
Super Bowl champs, though. They're just it's like UFC where you give the champion respect for no reason type thing. I don't know.
If you're just looking at, I mean, we're looking at it as what a monster team, what a monster defense. The offense hasn't even been unlocked. The way that this NFL.com was looking at it is we are placing teams in based on how good we think they are historically and
Giving them the title from last year still.
well, 49ers, I think
They deserve
49ers
one.
deserve it. Eagles or KC, I think it's Mahomes who's just going to keep pulling that. The Mahomes-Kelsey connection is just like it doesn't matter which wide receiver they have in there, and it proves it. The big question one, I think, is the Eagles. Cowboys 100% should have moved up over the Eagles. But you know what? We will wait, Eagles. We will wait.
We got you guys in our fucking crosshairs.
Honestly, we're sitting under your bird's nest with our fucking old school rifles, chewing tobacco, and we all have half of us have tuberculosis. But we're waiting.
When the Cowboys dome the Niners, we're still not going to be in front of them.
Oh, yeah, we will. They'll be top. Let's just quickly. Okay, let me read this quickly.
Yeah, sorry,
Number
go
4 for the Cowboys. The Cowboys have their best scoring margin through 2 games since the 1970 merger. Even better than in the Super Bowl seasons of 1971 and 1995. Defensively, they're pretty bonkers, forcing 7 turnovers and allowing 1 touchdown in 120 minutes of football. The offense can clearly do more, only converting half its red zone possessions into touchdowns. But for as many nits as we can pick on that side of the ball, the balance has been good. The physicality has been excellent. The efficiency has been very solid. It's hard to complain about what Mike McCarthy and Brian Shoddy have schemed up, even if the passing game has been a little safe with big leads. Well, why the fuck wouldn't you be safe with big leads?
I know.
That is such a stupid way to end the... It's like he said this and he had to just take it down a little bit.
Yeah.
I know.
You know, like, well, why wouldn't they... Okay, we got a big lead. Let's air the fucking ball out. How does that make any sense?
Well, I mean, and Lunar Love posted a good thing here saying both teams Eagles face are currently 0-2. So Eagles are ahead of us. Both of those teams are 0-2 right now, yet their rankings for the Eagles are higher.
Yeah, both teams we played 1-1.
Yeah. Yeah, both teams have the same ranking as the Kansas City Chiefs.
Yep.
Previous Super Bowl champions.
Okay, let's speed roll through this. I do like to see the top 10 just to see if anything changed. Miami Dolphins stayed the same. Buffalo Bills moved up 2 after their win. Baltimore Ravens up 3-7. What do we got at 8? The Detroit Lions down 2 after a loss to the Seahawks. The Jacksonville Jaguars down 2 after a loss against, I can't remember who they played. But then New Orleans Saints up 4-10 to round out the top 10.
Shitty Jets 11, dropping fast.
Dropping fast. I don't know. 4's bullshit. The Cowboys should have been 3.
Okay, I'm just gonna give a nice little chat break here.
Good. Keep me hungry because the lion needs to eat.
Cowboys number 1, Taylor Swift number 2, Niners number 3, and Niners 3, Eagles suck is what Gus R7.
I like that
Network
list.
says.
Taylor Swift should be too. It's a huge Swiftie.
And then what do we got here? Eastside Herald, Dallas is a fluke team. Fuck you, Herald. The Llama Gamer says, yeah, this is some copy and paste bullshit.
It was.
100%.
Print screen, move along is what this guy woke up and he's like, oh my God, I'm supposed to have my power rankings ready for tomorrow. Well, we'll just keep the same 5 guys and then we'll just kind of shift a little bit.
He chat GPT'd it and he forgot that he has to like.
It's only from 20.
Exactly. So then he fucked himself up there.
Shit.
Freddie Palma said, "Put your 4s up," because we were number 4. We missed it, but really I wanted to go like this because
Hey, but guess what's coming?
2 on the list. Guess what's coming?
Can you hold up 4 like this, I guess?
That works.
4, baby.
Hey.
What else do we got
That's
here?
a 4-banger.
EJ Savage from Boys in the Zone says, fun fact, CeeDee Lamb has accounted for 55.3% of the Cowboys receiving yards this season.
AJ read that already.
I thought it was 80. What was? I thought we were going to the 80%. I missed the 55%.
EJ's just doubling down, and you know what? I love it.
Hey, man, I like to hear it.
Let's hear it for the boys.
In the zone.
And
EJ Savage, you can catch him at Boys in the Zone.
Boys in the Zone. And sometimes I like to reread stuff just so the people who are just showing on can kind of get updated. Ruben Cano says, the only team I worry about is the Niners. This year will be different. Our defense is playing on a different level. Woo! Yeah. Anyways, what do we got?
Baby. Well, first of all,
Crack him if you got. AJ's going into them.
crack him if you got him. Look, Wednesdays I come in
Crack him if you
hard.
got
Crack me if you got him. Like, what kind of hard do you come in
Yeah, I
at?
come in hard.
No, Wednesdays. So the reason I'm so jacked,
Come on all over everything.
the reason I'm so jacked off on Wednesdays is that it's my rest day tomorrow from my exercise. So I come in and I basically start celebrating tonight.
I like it.
And then I celebrate until,
Midweek, it's like Wednesday's the new Friday, Wednesday's the new Saturday. I like it.
It also is, for me, I have like a very front-heavy work schedule. So Mondays, Tuesdays, and most of Wednesdays are like very long days. Obviously not going to compare it to labor, so not trying to say that, but just in comparison. Whereas Thursdays and Fridays are much lighter.
I think mind grind can be worse than labor anyways. Mental fatigue, I think, is worse.
Mind.
I'm just
he
saying,
he said mind grind.
Mind
Yes,
grind.
no,
mind.
Not my grind. I
Not
said
mining?
mind.
No.
My Monday, Tuesdays. Wait, no, mind grind.
I thought you said
mime grind.
Mind grind.
You have no idea what mimes put up with, dude.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
can't even talk.
That's what we do.
But you're heavy loaded on the front days, and now you're it's basically Sunday.
I'm here to party. Guys, let's get into this motherfucking preview for these
Let's go!
Cardinals. First of all, we always got to take a look at what's happening to our boys on the injury report.
Oh, J-Ron ended up with an illness. They spelled illness wrong. Idiots.
Yeah,
Ill.
that's that illness,
It just looks
baby.
like you fucked up and just hit a bunch of keys on the keyboard for
Maybe
that.
he got down with the sickness. I don't know. But look, Cook's limited on Wednesday. That's good to see. Chuma as well. Curse and Martin did not practice, but like you said, Ant, Curse is more of a
Yeah, it said illness.
illness.
Interesting.
Martin's probably just give the old boy some time off, right?
Yep, I like it. Get a vet day. Give him a
and-
vet day.
And the fact that like when he got his bag and then he's right in there fucking being the leader of the team.
Love it.
Saying things like, and he's not being a pussy about like injuries and whatnot. Like he's like, I wouldn't, if we weren't winning so much, I would have never came out. Like, it's like, that's the type of
Definitely.
that team leader that we want there. But yeah, give him his rest.
Yeah, and Tyler Smith back limited.
LP, baby.
And then Dono fucking Dub, my boy, my savior.
Are you getting
full practice?
The hammer.
You're getting a Dono Dub jersey, right?
The assassin, the sledgehammer of the defense is back, baby. And that's crazy to think that Donovan Wilson, who I'm going to say is our biggest hitter on the defense, you're going to see probably One-Way Thomas get his snaps taken away, and you're going to get Donovan Wilson in. But Donovan Wilson, you just have to have him out there. He's definitely a difference maker. Tyler Smith being limited participation right now, he's going to play. That's huge.
Are we rushing? If we get to the Friday, if we get to Saturday, if we get to Sunday morning, and you're not really confident that Smith is, if he goes, there's a 20% chance he could re-aggravate that and be out for another 4 weeks. Sit him.
Sit him.
Me too.
Sit him.
I think these next 2 weeks are games where it's like, hey, not to say that we got away with 2 free ones, but we're up 2-0. That's how you want to start the season. If we're talking about having Smith back for the rest of the season, 95% over potentially losing him for a couple more games because he came back and he wasn't 100% or in that percentage range where it's like good to go for the rest of the season. It's never going to be 100%. Yeah, I'm on the same boat, man.
Only let him go if he's 100, like you said, not 100% game ready.
Game ready, yeah.
No nagging injury.
Lunar Love says, I really think we shouldn't rush them back until the Niners game.
Agreed. That's kind of how AJ and I both feel. Adam, I'm sure you're on the same page.
Yep.
If
they're lost, though, get them back.
Oh, get them back.
Yeah.
I hate to feel this way already this part of the week on Wednesday that this already feels like a guaranteed win, but it just, to me, feels like it does feel like a guaranteed win to me. And I hate feeling like that, but I honestly believe this is the year that this Cowboys team finally starts just boot fucking teams that they're supposed to.
It does feel different than last year because we're not hinged on, well, the Cowboys have a really good chance to win as long as they score 24 points.
Yeah.
This year, it's if the Cowboys score
15 points.
15
14 points.
14, like 11. I mean, we can still feel confident. Like, there's no need to be. It's such a defense-heavy system right now.
Well, you just
especially score production.
You just watched Daniel Jones come back from a 28 or 21-0 deficit to beat the Cardinals. I feel like if he can do that, the Cowboys are going to steamroll him. And I hate to feel like that, but that's just what my gut's telling me.
Do you guys know any of these Arizona Cardinal players? We got Kelvin Bletchum, but he had a full participation. Leaky Photo,
which is probably how to pronounce. Just sounded funny. Well, Carlos Watkins was a Cowboy.
Yeah, Carlos Watkins did not practice, neither did Josh Woods.
So, a guy that's I'm really good friends with, who's a diehard Cardinals fan, told me that Buda Baker wasn't playing, but I don't.
Well, he's on. I have Buda as a player for that league, and you had to put him in injury reserve.
He's on IR, so that's why. Okay, he's on IR.
Oh, he is.
So Buda Baker, the best Cardinals defensive player, which is huge. So Buda Baker's not on there, and he's definitely a difference maker. So.
I mean, that's great news.
It is good news for us.
Hope Buda Baker gets back as soon as he can, but glad that he's missing this next game.
Definitely.
I don't. Unless when we're playing the Cowboys, you kind of want them to have their best players so that we can shut people up. At this point, it's just let's get those.
That was first week 1 and 2. Now the fucking chains are off.
I was just gonna say because of the amount of hate, it's like 50-0. Like that. Like, do we have to do something like that? Kyler Murray, I haven't been following him. Is he?
He's gone.
He's
IR. He won't play for them ever again.
Yeah, okay.
They're moving on.
Because
Kyler Murray will never play again
Kyler
for
Murray
the
just
Arizona
if
Cardinals.
Kyler Murray was playing because of the story
Training at a circus somewhere.
Yeah. Kyler Murray would be the only person that'd be a little bit worried.
Not with this defense. I'd be worried for Kyler Murray.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, I agree.
But I guess what you're saying is compared to who they have in for quarterback right now, what the fuck is with these fucking ads?
Yeah.
Sorry, let me get rid
That's
of
all good. While you're getting rid of those ads, our boy in the chat, Gonzalo Alvarado says, guys, tomorrow I'm staying outside at Frisco because he lives in Frisco. Something signs for players. He's going to get collections for players, so he'll probably get some signatures for players. So
Nice.
Did he write you in a different language?
Well,
or
the
what
last
are you
well,
trying to decipher?
look, read that. Can you read that? I can't.
Oh, okay, you're right.
Okay.
Hey, my bad.
So all good.
I still believe Ad read it wrong. And it wasn't the. Just kidding. Get in, BW1. I'm over here messing with you on the couch.
I'm over here.
I'm just fucking. I'm the king of New York. I'm messing with you.
Whatever language or hieroglyphics you want to throw into chat,
Do it.
Adam can decipher it.
Sometimes I can.
Have you ever seen the movie Arrival? Ad's like the people that talk to the aliens.
What are you talking?
Oh, God.
And he's back.
There he goes
And I'm
again.
back. And then our boy Fly White Guy says, gentlemen, I'll be at the New England game. I'll make sure to represent.
Hell
Now,
yeah.
Represent
Shit,
the
yeah.
Cowboys and represent Cowboys
CanFan.
CanFan, the #1 Dallas Cowboys podcast in the world.
I feel like if I was going to watch the Cowboys versus the New England Patriots, I might rock a Zeke jersey, to be honest. I might. Honestly might, because I still feel
Cowboy
like...
Zeke?
Yeah, Cowboy Zeke. Oh no, my my freshly bought 15 Zeke from New England. I feel
No,
like
of course.
I feel like it'd be good. Zeke, I have no fault against him. Plus, I feel like we are gonna absolutely destroy the New England Patriots.
I think that's fair. And guess what? I don't know that there's
New England Patriot.
Yeah,
there's not really a lot of animosity with the New England Patriots.
Not since Tom Brady. It was funny once Tom Brady left the Patriots. I was kind of like, oh, I realized I don't hate the Patriots. I hate Tom Brady. Like as soon as he was gone, and then I liked Tom Brady on the Bucks. It was a very weird point in my life.
We bleed blue and silver around here, man.
So what do we got up here, AJ? You got this Arizona Cardinals versus Dallas Cowboys stats.
Okay, so really, we're just going to scroll to the big headlines and talk about that. But there's a lot of really good stats in this, and I recommend going to statspros.com. They have a lot of good information. I'm trying to scroll. It's not going. Here we go. This is what I just want to look at, though. We're going to look at just the
Gonzalo's Mexican, so he says he's sorry for his anglais. All good.
No.
Alex here is studying Spanish, so you can throw stuff in Spanish, and Alex will translate for you, and then we'll see how bad his Spanish is.
Yeah, that's actually. I think that's a good way to do it.
You can do that as well, as we do have a lot of Spanish speakers in the chat as well. So you put in something in Espanol, and either my fifth 5-year-old Spanish mind.
I thought you were going to say fifth grade. I was going to be impressed.
Fifth grade is too good. No, it's
No,
a
no.
5-year. I speak like a 5-year-old in Spanish, but there are some guys in the chat who
Every
will
day
translate.
he runs his app to run through Spanish. So that's a true story.
I want to
That's the
say in
behind
2 years
baseball.
I want to be fluent enough, and then I can start working down there too.
Alex comes in here and he just does not speak any English to us. It's just all Espanol.
But it's all like 10-year-old Spanish, so which they speak pretty
You'd
good.
still sound great. You'd sound very fluent to us. Okay, here we go. Arizona Cardinals team offense, Dallas Cowboys. So we're looking at the offense here first.
Well, this is just team offenses. What I look at really is the yards per play, but anything that stands out to you guys, let's make a talking point of. Just right off the bat, points scored. Cardinals have been able to put up some points on the board, so that's nothing to sneeze at. 22 average per game. But when we look at total yards and plays, the Cowboys have really surprisingly had more plays, and I always felt that our defense was really on the field more. But then when you look back to the game last week, there was was it the first quarter or the first half where we had
That was wild.
something? I don't know.
Time of possession was very
70%.
heavily favored.
the time of possession, running the ball, moving it down the field, not in massive like one shot goes. It's like you're going to get more at bats here.
Yeah, and I think that benefits Cowboys and it benefits the defense, which is at this point our stronger side of the ball in terms of just when you're competing or when you're comparing offense and defense.
Very interesting here to see the turnovers. So the Cowboys, the turnovers. The turnovers. The Cowboys haven't turned the ball over on offense yet, and the Cardinals actually have only turned it over twice. So the Cowboys or defense
Twice and 2 fumbles too.
Yeah, which is weird. Kind of weird that it's only been 2 lost fumbles. The Cowboys, their defense is very, very good at taking the ball away. We've led the league the last 2 years. They're on pace to do it again. So, but that's actually, it looks like the Cardinals offense is decent at protecting the ball. So that's a matchup or a stat point that will be interesting to follow.
And you know what stopped?
It's science.
One of those turnovers. And I'm just looking at.
He's bringing it up. I can't do 2 things at once. As
It's
you know,
hard to do it.
If I'm looking down here and you guys are talking about something, you can just absolutely know that I'm not listening to anything that you guys are talking about.
That's all right.
Oh, and we don't mind it.
This is just what I want to bring up here now. There was a reason we had a fumble on this play, whether or not whether or not CeeDee Lamb would have been called to actually fumble the ball, it didn't matter because we had our center run 35 yards upfield to make a play.
And we were pretty stoked in the studio during the live watch party we were pretty stoked on this because he
Here he
drops it.
comes.
They're going to be in Cowboys territory, and Biotis is just there with his big old arms to just scoop it up.
So they didn't really have to do a challenge on it. They got the fumble back, but what it may have not been have counted as a fumble because it looked like potentially
possibly ground cause fumble.
or at least his leg was touching.
Yeah,
one of those
why
two.
didn't that count as a fumble?
Well, it did.
Wondering.
It did?
It did count. We recovered it.
Because he recovered it. There was no reason to
There was no
challenge it.
turnover.
So the good thing of the takeaway from this isn't if it was a fumble or not. The takeaway is the big 300-pound whatever he is running 35 extra yards downfield,
Helping.
being surrounded by 5 New York Jets and being the closest guy to CeeDee Lamb to recover it.
Yeah, and that
Great hustle play.
that right there is the cause of us not having a turnover potentially. Right there was.
Yep.
If he wasn't there, I mean,
That could have been the first
a
one.
Jets could have jumped on it. A Jets player, and it also shows the type of hustle that this team is asking of its players and that they're willing to give.
That is a team thing. That's a mentality thing, man. Hustle, 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 hustle.
When we look at these kind of more secondary stats, first downs, completions, etc., or the more, I guess, in-depth stats, less high view stats, Cowboys are sweeping across the board in passing attempts, yards, completions, first downs, touchdowns.
They're all very. Besides net yards, pass per. Yeah, we're sweeping them, but they're
Close.
not too far off. I'm actually looking at. This is why we do it, baby.
Yeah.
But I'm actually surprised by the Arizona Cardinals offense right now, and maybe they've just been on the field a lot more. But a lot of these are all averages, right? So it's actually their offense looks like it's been half decent.
Yeah, these are our totals right now because there's only 2 games.
Yeah.
But still, you're absolutely right. If you divided it by
No,
2,
but so I was looking down net yards
Right.
is an average, but
Yes.
then the first downs, completions, those, but exactly over those 2 games, those are all within like
still close enough.
very close. The difference here is our offense has been kind of the low point. I'm interested to see once we get past this to see how different our defense is compared to their defense. Another one that they lead in some good categories. Rushing yards per attempt, the Cardinals have 4.6, so they're not giving up on the
How many of those are from Dobbs?
I think
from those rushing yards.
No, and you're right. I think that, but still, that is. Look, we've hit.
Fucking rocket scientist.
I know that Zach Wilson might not be on that same list, but the kid's got wheels, and I think any new quarterback is gonna have some ability to run.
Yep.
Unless they have the most amazing arm, right? So that they're just training that way. They're just coming up in college football and playing that way. We've played now. This will be the 3rd one. Quarterback who can rush. Now, Danny Dimes might not get the credit that he deserves, but he has some pretty good running stats.
Yeah, call him Vanilla Vic for a reason, right?
Yeah, like he is.
You don't just call some white boy Vanilla Vic because he runs half decent. Like there's a reason that he has that nickname.
Yeah, so I just don't think it's anything new that we're going to be dealing with here with Dobbs. And there was one.
He's not like a Lamar Jackson that you're like, okay, is he going to have an explosive or
he could be
Jalen
explosive.
Hurts? Like,
look, the last week versus Wilson, he had a couple downs or plays where he was able to move the ball with his legs.
Zachy boy.
Zach Wilson, yes, and then he stopped.
Zachy baby.
Whether or not they changed their game plan or the Cowboys just figured out a way to contain him more. I mean, I'm going to go with the latter on that, but. Doesn't matter. Cowboys are not going to have a problem containing Dobbs if he's going to be moving.
So right now, our offense has been our weak point or the less explosive unit on the field. The Arizona Cardinals have played the Washington Commanders and the New York Giants. I honestly think all the things they lead in here are about to go down.
Yeah.
We're going to smash them out. The first downs per game, we have the lead out with 22 a game. The Cardinals have 18.5. Completions per game, Cowboys. Passing attempts per game, Cowboys. Passing yards per game, Cowboys. Rushing attempts per game, Cowboys. Rushing yards per game, Cowboys.
So our offense, even though it hasn't been the most exciting part of our football in AT&T Stadium and wherever the Cowboys play, wherever Jerry's boys play, we still have been putting up better numbers.
And
I want the truth.
And I expect it to continue into this Sunday.
And you're right. These last ones here are the most important. Completions per game, passing attempts per game, yards per game, rushing and attempts and yards per game. Cowboys
Swept.
Swept.
Yeah.
But now we get to the good stuff.
not by a lot, but
Yeah, but the defense, I feel like the Arizona Cardinals versus the Dallas Cowboys stats for defense
are going to be completely different.
we're gonna
Or the
absolutely.
same.
I'll start it off with R2 saying Cowboys CanFan. The Cardinals haven't faced the Cowboys defense. Micah and Doomsday 4 turnovers. Bold prediction. Emoji. Cheers. Crack 'em if you got it. Cowboys.
Look at these first 10 or whatever on the screen. We are demolishing them on all
Who's
these.
Doomsday?
Dan Quinn had the Doomsday defense with when he was coaching the Seahawks, and they're calling.
Well, this
No,
is
they
the-
were the illusionist
sorry,
team.
sorry.
Doomsday was Cowboys defense.
That's what they're. Sorry, that's what
in the
that's what I
90s.
meant. But that's
Okay,
what
I would call this it. I would call it the Tombstone defense.
So Arizona Cardinals versus Dallas Cowboys stats. So points allowed. Cardinals have let 51. Cowboys defense 10.
Look at that total yards difference.
That's total yards. Arizona Cardinals have allowed 687. Cowboys 386. Almost 300 yards. 301 yards less.
Yeah.
Plays on defense. We have less yards per play. We're only giving up 3.5. They're giving up 5.2.
Which is
Turnovers forced. We forced 7. They've forced 4. I'm not even fumble recoveries. They're at a wash. First down allows. This is huge. Cowboys defense is only allowed 26. Cardinals defense 47. Completions allowed. Cowboys 29. Cardinals 45. Like, dude, this is a murder. Going down and looking at this is where you can see the better team, right? The offenses are very similar, but the
5 interceptions.
we had 3 in the fourth quarter last week.
I know it. No,
right?
it's just wild to
It's
think.
insane. Our defensive stats compared to their defensive stats is
Uncomparable.
wild. It's a sweep. It's an absolute sweep.
The only place they come close here is the rushing yards per carry allowed. We beat them by 0.1. But other than that, it's a fucking pretty big
Massacre.
margin. Yeah.
Turnover percentage, defensive score percentage, points allowed per game. We're at 5 there at 25 point. It's just it's Cowboys right down the board. And this is the thing. This is the first year as me being a Cowboys fan, like a diehard Cowboys fan. So about 20 years that the defense feels better than the offense.
Defense!
Well, luckily for us, we can hit up chat, hear what they have to say. We got some other comparisons to look at.
So chat, we got EJ Savage, Boy the Zone, saying D-Law breakout game incoming.
Love it. I love D-Law.
Our boy Boots on the Ground says, I think Micah doesn't even play in the fourth quarter. Micah will rest after 3 sacks and 4 TFLs and 1 interception.
Ooh, that's a boldie right there.
Well, and then that's what also Sammy says, Eric, that's a crazy prediction.
I love it. That's why it's bold.
Lunar Love says 10 points allowed and 10 sacks is what we're coming out.
That's a boldie too. I like it. I like the boldies coming out.
Yeah.
I do like the boldies coming out. The thing is with the Cardinals offense, they haven't been terrible, but they, like someone said in chat, I wasn't sure who it was, they haven't played a defense like the Cowboys yet.
No.
And we're about to show it. So AJ's got PFF up right now. We got some team metrics. Ooh, this is good.
So the first thing I just want us to look at here would be go ahead.
I was going to say, Boots is saying, I'm taking my 6 and 3-year-old kids to the game. Should I not, since it's going to be a real-life massacre?
No, just
Boots on the ground.
give them the keys so that you can have a bunch of drinks.
Yeah. And then Llama Gamer says, Micah Parsons passing touchdown to Dak Prescott. that's his bold prediction.
That's like, I don't even know if you can call that bold. That's
Michael would want that too.
that's a word we can't even describe.
Well, I mean, one thing's for certain, no matter what we do here, I don't really want to see Micah Parsons play any offensive snaps, is even though he's fully capable. We want to make sure Micah is staying zestfully clean.
I want to see Micah just kill Dobbs. Kill him. I want to see him kill him. I want to see him and then he actually does. Imagine that
Boner alert.
Fucking kill me.
that clip would go viral. I don't want him to actually kill him. I want him to sack him 17 times.
Booyah! That's what we call a sack lunch. Nom, 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 nom.
So we got the team metrics up on PFF, which is always a good measuring point for everyone. Everyone goes to PFF. Gives us a nice, do we know how they come up with these metrics? No.
No. But guess what?
I don't know how they come up with temperature, so let's roll with it.
Yeah, and I think each year it's going to get better and better, and each week these will get stronger and stronger. But right now we're looking at an overall power ranking. This is all based on PFF, as Anth just said. Cowboys 4th.
So NFL.com just uses PFF power ranking.
Yeah. He woke up. He's like, "Shit, PFF update. I got my articles.
Refresh.
But fourth in overall, second in defense, and 17th in offense for the Cowboys, and then 31st overall, 31st defense and 29th offense for the Cardinals. Discuss.
I mean, I agree.
Yep.
I don't even know if there's much to discuss. I agree.
Anything else? Any of these other stats pop out onto the?
Well, I
plate for you?
disagree about our power rank as the second for defense.
I wonder who they have first. Because, they just based, again, they go off metrics.
It's going to be the 49ers.
He should be first. You're right.
Here's what's the most interesting thing. First of all, is our percentage of run plays and pass plays is like 50-50 essentially.
Love it.
And then our earned pass
Attempt.
Earned points per pass. I think that's what EPA stands for. Is 0.28 versus Cardinals minus 0.01.
I get it. The higher the number, the better. But I'm still. I need to dive deep into the EPA because it is a stat DVOA. Which AJ, I'll give you credit. Year one on the cast.
We were talking DVOA.
AJ was talking DVOA, EPA, and I was just like, I don't know, dude. You sound like Josh.
Yeah, I didn't understand it. I didn't understand it, and I couldn't explain it. But I knew.
But you got it.
But I knew that it meant something good.
So I need to dive into that shit more because
it's more of just the large difference.
Yeah.
Right? Without understanding it. And guess what? You come here, we're going to learn because we're going to start adding PFF more to this.
PFF's great to have.
And here's the thing with the Cowboys CanFan. We will make the stupid mistakes that you don't want to make so that we all learn together.
That you don't want to say at a barbecue while you're watching football. What's EPA?
Now, this is a real fun thing that we discovered today. Thanks to PFF.com. We can actually look at the breakdown
what the
here
fuck, dude?
Of the offense versus defense and kind of do our positional battles this way. What do you guys think about that?
I love this. This is the dude because Adam was driving in traffic. AJ and I were pre-gaming. We were pre-gaming, and this is something I was looking for. I wanted to see everyone's rating, and dude, this is exactly what I want.
This is what we wanted.
This is perfect.
You can see that fine. I know it's not the best colors on
No,
the
I can
screen.
see this great. And if you're only listening to this, you got to head over to the youtube.com, Cowboys CanFan, and check out this breakdown we're about to do of PFF's information.
It's my quarterback.
But here, what we're looking at right now is the defensive lineup versus the Arizona Cardinals offense. And I'm going to scroll down slowly so we can get both of them on the screen. Or the front kind of line here on the screen. And let's just start with the matchups on the outside, and we'll work our way in.
Oh, I can already see a matchup that I'm loving.
What do you love?
We went all through that defense, and Kilo saying show to Lieutenant Dan. Sorry, 1 sec.
Lieutenant Dan, ice cream. Lieutenant Dan.
Lieutenant Dan!
Now that's Lieutenant Dan.
Well, the outside matchup's great because obviously Trevon Diggs he's a 6th overall ranked CB out of 98. Now, they have ties, so they only say 98 CBs, but there's a bunch. But 6 is pretty decent. And if you look at any of their wideouts, well, they're all in the lower 63s. The Arizona Cardinals, Wilson is 63.6 by PFF, Brown's 65.7, Moore's 56.2. Both of our CBs are ranked higher than their average rankings, with Trevon Diggs being an 80.7. So right there, you're already going to be locking these guys down.
And you can also look at this. Diggs is ranked 6th out of 98. You mentioned that, I think.
Yep.
And then Gilmore is 28th. You go to their wide receivers, they're the 55th, 63rd, and 86th rank. Now, certainly there's a lot more wide receivers on the field, I guess, but you can kind of compare that evenly, I think, right?
I just can't even look at their wide receivers when you're looking at their shitty offensive line. You scrolled up. Wait,
I know. I'm going to switch to nickel because we're probably going to be playing
nickel a bit more.
There we go.
You look at their shitty offensive line. They have a bunch of guys under 60. Their left guard's terrible. And then you look at our defensive line. Micah's rated number 1, and D-Law's ranked 5th. You look at all of our defense is like blue, which is great, and green, and their whole offense is yellow and red. So this visual is just,
yeah.
If it was like a color-coded map,
You could tell right away.
you're telling right away. There's not much to discuss about it because we're just going to dominate them by the looks of it.
Well, what matchups that I'm looking for here on the outside is Bland and the slot versus Moore. But here's the thing: I don't know that that's how they're going to line up every time. Is Moore in the slot? Is that?
I don't know enough about Arizona Cardinals, but
Arizona
PFF has them there. So
look, how about just Bland versus whoever is in the slot? Because Bland is ranked number 13th CV, higher than Gilmore.
Yeah, it's great.
That's great news. But you're right. In the center, we look at the Arizona Cardinals offensive line. The only green at 73.3% rating here is Hernandez, right guard. We got a very weak left side. In fact, every other position is pretty fucking weak, but
we're
very
gonna
weak
eat,
left
son.
side.
We're going to eat, son.
Wilkinson, their left guard, is only ranked 29. He's 69th out of 71. I mean, you can't really get much worse. The only way is you drop him 2 more spots, and that's it. And then their left tackle, which is the kind of the most pivotal part, who's going to be going up against Micah's 93.6% rating, is Humphreys, who's 55.5. He's the 51st ranked tackle.
Micah just looks at him and just goes, "You're about to be my bitch.
I'm hungry."
Well, I mean,
The line's about to eat."
and ultimately, Micah will be over there, and then he'll be flipped on the other side of the field,
yeah,
and
definitely.
then he'll be flipped over there. After seeing this, Bot G says the Sheagles hold the record for the most sacks by a team with 14 sacks against the Giants in 1952. His Boldy's Doomsday Defense 2.0 gets 15 sacks on Sunday.
Well, and look at Dobbs. He's 25th of 32 quarterbacks or 33 quarterbacks. So it's not like you're getting bailed out. And could that be attributed to the fact that he has no one blocking for him?
Yeah.
He basically has the bandwagon boys and Anth blocking for him. So I like our odds. Crack them if you got them, baby. So Dono Dub does not have a ranking because he has not played. Kearse is rocking at. Actually, Kearse and Damone Clark. Damone Clark's the only 53.1 rated player, the only 50 rated player for the Cowboys.
Well, I like. I think that the ratings are difficult to tell. Based like for example, I don't know that the wide receiver 80 is the same as the
Lineman?
the cornerback 80.
But yellow's yellow.
Yellow's yellow. You're right. You're right. Look, colors don't lie.
Colors don't lie. Numbers, but numbers might tell the story. The yellow does not look good for PFF. Red is definitely not
Do
good.
you really think that Damone Clark's a yellow?
Maybe in the first 2 games, according to PFF, he has been, but has he stuck out to me as I don't think anyone's been a yellow on the defense. Maybe they've, again, we don't know how they're rating their stuff. I don't think anyone's been bad on the defense.
Before we move to the offense,
Crack me if you got him, baby.
Bocce says, imagine if Overshown was in that mix. And an earlier comment from Ultra was saying, man, he was really looking for Dono Dub and Overshown, seeing both of them on the field together. Shout out to Overshown.
Hey, we get a freebie next year.
hey,
Get a freebie next
We
year.
get a free draft pick
we haven't
basically next
forgot
year.
you.
Overshown. We know you're going to be hungry, son.
Starving. All
So do you want
collaboration.
to? Do you want
Yeah,
to?
I'd just scroll down. I'd like what you have here. 3 wide receivers. That's good.
Okay.
But do their nickel. I like that you did nickel. Do nickel for the Cardinals. Just a quick look. Their defense looks a lot better.
This is a great way to compare the matchups.
I love it.
I'm a visual person.
Oh, it's great for us.
I don't agree with some of the things that they put on there, which is fine, but
So PFF, interesting take here, has Smith already slotted in. Tyler Smith slotted in as left guard.
and they have B. Oddish fumble recoveries as 54. Fuck that.
Look at Terrence Steele. They only have him at 60 or at 54 or 46. Sorry.
Jeez.
So I mean, the offense. The thing with offensive line, they don't just do pass blocking; they do run blocking. So they take a bunch of stuff into account. My thing with the 54 from Biotish and Terrence Steele, they probably ran to the right and haven't had much success. I guarantee Tyler Smith will bump up everybody's number.
Well, they have Fergie as a 7th at 60, a 7th out of 65 for TEs.
Blocking, right? It's run game and pass game.
Right. Yeah. Okay,
and he has a touchdown.
Yep. Yeah.
There was a pretty interesting stat here for Terrence Steele. He was actually, his grade is so low because last game he had a 37.8 rating It was the lowest graded pass blocker among all offensive tackles this week in the week.
In week 2.
Yeah, and
so that dumped him down.
And big shout out to Defy Talks Cowboys for that awesome stat. He goes out there and he does a nice little interesting.
He does the stat.
thing.
Yep, fair.
Yeah, the stat break.
So
Good.
I remember reading that.
I like looking at this because we don't know a lot about Arizona Cardinals, but obviously we got to look out for Gardeck.
Yep.
Their right outside linebacker. He looks like their stud player on the Cardinals. And then their safeties look legit. It looks like they have a couple good. Oh, sorry, their linebackers. I thought we were scrolled up.
And they got a pretty damn good safety.
So their edge with Gardeck, and then White and Barnes. So they have a couple decent guys in the front 7 that look like they might be able to do some damage. No one else out of the PFF rankings are scaring me here.
No, but look, it's good that more than likely Gardeck's going to be coming up against Smith. Smith can take care of him. There's really not too much pressure from anyone else, it looks like, on this Cardinals defense. One interesting matchup is going to be Gallup and Wilson here on the outside, or maybe it's Gallup and Clark, whoever he's lined up against in Arizona.
Cooks, Wilson.
Bocce's asking, is Cooks playing? Is he healthy?
They said they're playing. It's looking right now that Cooks,
limited,
Wilson, and Tyler Smith are all supposed to play. If they're limited on Wednesday, they're more than likely going to play.
Again, do we want them to be playing? Maybe take a couple snaps and then
if they can play, yeah.
If you're healthy, like don't hold him out.
To rush.
Yep.
He's still Cooks is still a new guy in the offense. I still want to see him have some
and possibly
catches.
That's why they're going to put him in a rotation to get him kind of get going for the Niners game.
Wouldn't you like Cooks going into the Niners game with a 100-yard reception game?
Oh, and having that rust kind of come off of his fucking chains.
This is the chance for both Cooks and Gallup to come and show up. Now, it doesn't mean that Lamb's not going to have a great game, but I do expect with this this is maybe our easiest receiving defense of the year so far. I do think that we're going to have our most passing yards in the upcoming game. And so, and that's purely based off of looking at PFF's color-coded board here.
Yeah, that's what we base off. We don't know shit about the Arizona Cardinals. What do they have TP20, Tony Pollard, at PFF here?
You've been hiding our RBs there.
Okay, which I don't think that's what he is. They have Tony Pollard at 61.5, 35th out of 51, and that's strictly because he hasn't had big games. But he's played against the Jets defense, stifled them out. Week 1, they got up so much that they really didn't need him run him after a certain point. This could also be a breakout game for Tony Pollard.
We want it to be a breakout game for Tony Pollard. We have so Sammy saying Pollard's 150 plus rushing yards this game is what he's thinking.
Wait, whoa. Are we getting into boldies?
Well, people have been throwing bolds the whole time. They've been.
I love that boldies just get like salt bait into chat like this.
They're Jerry salt bait.
Jerry salt bait.
They're not even Jerry AI salt bait in it. They're fucking full on bold in it.
Well, let's get into it.
What we want to go bolds?
Yeah, let's get into bolds.
Okay, so do you want me to hit look, the bolds I've been okay.
Get us a couple chat
hit us some bolds. Let's get the juices flowing because I like to hear what Chad has to say.
Okay, so
it kind of gives us a second to, maybe not add, but AJ and I get a chance to let's see.
Okay, so while I get the bolds going, talk a little bit
Show
about
your dicks.
Talk a little bit about there's a AI version of Jerry Jones at AT&T Stadium right now where you can sit down and you can actually talk to an AI version of Jerry Jones. Go ahead and discuss.
What would you ask him, Alex?
I would ask Jerry Jones, tell me the most important part of your life.
Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah, I mean, fuck.
It's just like it's one of those things you're expecting this like monumental like shift that you're talking to this AI Jerry Jones, but it's all just like 15 predetermined answers.
Okay, so
it's like
that reminds me of when I won 3 Super Bowls in 4 years.
You're like, what? It's like that stupid Magic 8 Ball. It just has the 8 answers that it just says every time. Well, maybe.
Well, you gotta ask AI Jerry the proper question for the answer to work.
Okay, I can't scroll that far up, but a couple ones. Sports Pro says Micah Parsons 2 touchdowns, 1 fumble, 1 interception.
Oh, that's bold.
That's good and bold.
I like the player specific ones.
Yeah. You know what? It's still bold for this week. It might not be bold for many more weeks.
No, exactly.
Still, Micah's on. Yeah, Micah
Micah
he's
keeps
a different
getting
player.
one,
He's a different guy.
one sack, two sack, sack, two sack.
Well, Bot G gave that huge one where he's saying Micah's getting 4 sacks.
That's
before.
fucking bold as shit.
Yep.
Gonzalo Alvaro says Micah forces fumble and touchdown at the same time. We have Osa getting 2 sacks, the least. At least getting two sacks.
Okay, I like that. A defensive tackle getting 2 sacks. That is bold because it doesn't happen very often. Osa can do it. Osa can do it. Osa can do it.
There's and then so Sammy also says Mozzie getting a sack and Sam Williams getting a sack. Everybody's getting a sack today.
You're getting a sack. We're getting a sack. Everybody's getting a sack today. Well, I'm going to lead out with my bold prediction, and I'm going to lead it out nicely with a Trevon Diggs pick 6 to the house. Trevon Diggs is picking that. We're going to be shotgunning it. We're going to be screech-shotting it. And then not only is he going to follow it up, he's going to follow it up big. He's going to have a second pick 6. Trevon Diggs, 2 pick 6. Bandwagon boys and Anthbest are going to be getting crunked up in here with screech shots, crunk up in here with shotguns, because Trevon Diggs is taking it to the house twice, son.
Can you dig it?
Okay,
I like it.
That's a good one. So I was because as soon as you started talking about Trevon Diggs, I was like, that's not fucking bold.
Hey, you got to
Oh, then he gets the story about it. He gives 2 boldies.
you got to double down.
We got Rolando Rodriguez saying CanFan, Cowboys CanFan bold prediction, 4 turnovers and Deuce Vaughn touchdown.
Okay, that's good.
That's a good tutty. Micah Parsons field goal from the Llama Gamer. That's a funny one. Double R says he'd ask Jerry to use a yacht. So Sammy says Deuce having 6 touches, 45 plus yards. GR7 Network says I can't wait to ask AI Jerry why you let Jimmy Johnson.
It's bold predictions.
I know. Sorry. Okay, so
Although I am interested in AI Jerry questions.
Me too.
Okay, so Lunar Love says we gonna get 10 sacks and then punt return TD by Tolbert, and pick 6 by Diggs and Gilmore.
Okay, well, what do you think? What's your boldie? I know you're just stalling because you don't have a good one. I know I stepped up to the plate with my double Trevon Diggs interception, pick 6, and now you're trying to stall. Ad's trying to figure something out in his brain.
No, I got it.
Step away from the chat. Let's hear it.
I got it.
Someone step up.
I got it.
Someone step up.
I got it.
I got something.
Deuce Vaughn, 125 yards.
Oh, my
2
God.
touchdowns.
Jeez. If that happens, it's because Tony Pollard's out for season because he got a torn ACL. So you want Tony Pollard to die?
No. I have Tony Pollard in fantasy. I'm just thinking we're going to be up by so many points that Deuce is going to come in.
What was it? 125 yards, 2 touchdowns? That is bold.
Yep. That's my bold for prediction.
Wow. Adam is going for it.
What is it better than my Hunter Lepke 2 fucking touchdowns? Yeah,
I'd say it's equally as crazy. I feel like Hunter Lepke has a better chance to get 2 touchdowns than Deuce Vaughn.
I mean, saying Deuce Vaughn gets a touchdown, in my opinion, is bold.
Or 125 yards. Or 65
yards.
125 plus yards.
All right. Bandwagon boy. You know Bandwagon boy,
touchdowns.
he's all about BW1's all about those rookie running backs. And I don't hate it.
Llama Gamer says Ferguson 2 touchdowns and
neither.
60 yards receiving. Lunar Love does not like that I said Tony Pollard's getting injured, and I didn't say it. Ant said it.
I did say it, yes.
That was not.
That's the only way, in my mind, Deuce Vaughn's only getting 125 yards, 2 touchdowns if Tony Pollard's taken out in the first quarter.
But you don't know what my score prediction could. My score prediction would be 50-3.
That's true.
You know what I mean? So
I guess.
You know how I like to double fucking.
I know.
It has to make sense.
Yeah,
has to make sense.
Well, that didn't quite work.
No,
that didn't quite work.
Yep,
that didn't quite work.
AJ, what do you got in
What
the
do you
barrel?
got? Stop fucking stalling here, bro.
We talked about this a little bit earlier. I don't know if it was on air or off air, because basically we just talk a lot of Cowboys most of the time. 75% of the time we're talking Cowboys all the time.
And I feel like we talk the same way when we're off air as if we're on air. So it doesn't really, except like chat being involved.
No, well, I do, but we do. But we do tell Adam to throw to chat.
Yeah, we're like, Ad, what's chat say? Ad's like, guys, it's Tuesday at 4. Oh yeah, shit. Okay, that's 24 hours away.
Yeah. Well, put a note on that then. No, I think we're gonna see Tony Pollard break off for one or two of his big rushes, but what I'm calling is a 2-touchdown performance, 125-yard game for Tony Pollard.
Oh, Doug! AJ, okay, just for mine to make sense, because I said 2 interception touchdowns for Trayvon Diggs. It's going to be a net yards of interception yards of 125. I'm just kidding.
You can't do that.
I'm just kidding. I was just
You
kidding.
can't do that.
I'm joking. I'm joking.
hey.
Put my hands up. Put me, arrest me, take me outside. I did it.
You can't do that.
That's a bold enough prediction.
Oh,
I
yeah.
think.
Oh, 2 touchdowns, 125 yards after when you said break off, I was like, oh God, this is going into ads. What's he going to break his leg off and then Deuce comes in?
No.
I was a little worried that the bandwagon boys were teaming up on this Deuce Vaughn.
No, I'm calling the same thing, but for TP20.
Wait till you guys hear my score prediction.
Well, before we get
Okay.
into score predictions, we brought in last week a little thing called CanFan Bucks. We did. So we started deciding to touch on the betting aspects of Dallas Cowboys games. I've always been a very big football bettor, but I always stayed away from betting on the Cowboys because I always sucked at it. Not this year. I'm deciding to bet on every single Cowboys game, and that brought into the conversation that I was going to give the bandwagon boys 1,000 CanFan Bucks. This is fictional money. It's CanFan Bucks.
think of like Monopoly
the world
money,
to
but
me.
think of Monopoly money, but it's just silver and blue with Jerry Jones's face. Not even Stephen Jones's face. It's just Jerry Jones, young Jerry, and like Wildcat Jerry, and then old.
Well, now
old
you
Jerry.
have to create a digital CanFan Buck. But so last week, the the bandwagon boys started off with their CanFan Bucks. They both bet. They both won.
Sorry, I want to put up what Alex's screen is right now. He was looking at coupons.
I could not get out of the
He
coupons.
was looking at
There we
Fred
go.
Meyer
AJ's
coupons.
looking at. He's like, oh, I can save $5 on a
That's what it was.
a
Yeah, I
Delisio
thought-
pizza.
He was looking at like he was looking at like a PlayStation 5 mixed in with like a fucking full roasted chicken.
Okay, so last week, Adam bet money, Alex bet money on CanFan dollars. They both won.
Yeah, bet
So
it.
what do we got for you guys' total? How many
Okay.
CanFan
Okay.
Bucks do you have? And then I need you guys to make your bets this week on the Arizona Cardinals Dallas Cowboys football game.
Hey, let me look at my CanFan Bucks. Oh, I got 1,454 CanFan Bucks.
What'd you start with?
1,000.
And I also started with 1,000, and I have 1,083 bucks. We both won, but Adam went big.
I like that. Yeah, but I also like that you looked at your things right there, but you wrote short notes right there for it.
Yeah, because that's all we needed.
Yeah. But then you're gonna talk about what I betted.
Yeah,
I bet the
No,
spread.
you put more money. You put 500 on the spread of -9.5, where Anth was saying that's no bueno. No,
Well, it was
good.
scary. It was scary. Ad went against it. He wildcatted Jerry Jones.
And I fucking should have actually did it.
And I was betting Adam was going to lose that, and that's why I bet 100 for the total being 38.
But you guys both won your bets,
We
which
both
is
won
good
our
for
bets,
your first
luckily.
bets. So going into week 3, I don't know if you guys have looked at this much, but I'll break it down for you guys here. So right now, going into week 3,
Sorry, I thought there was an odd. Let me find. I thought there was an odds total thing here. Just keep.
well, I got what we got. So Dallas Cowboys at Arizona Cardinals. You have the Cowboys right now at -12. So the Cowboys have to win by more than 12 points for you to win that
What?
bet. The over-under is set at 43. And the Cowboys are -700. And the Cardinals are +500 money line.
Which site do you use?
I use Bet365.
I need to see visuals because what
I know,
you
I'm
just
gonna pull
said.
that
Guess
up.
what? What you just said
Well,
is
here,
like
I'll explain it to you again.
yeah.
Very simply. The Cowboys have to win by more than 12 points.
Yes, I got that.
Minus 12.
What's the payout? Sorry, what's the payout for that one?
Well, I don't know what you're betting on yet. I'm not going to just pay out on stuff.
$500.
Okay, you're doing by more than mine. That's your ads bet?
That's my bet.
Cowboys-
$500. Yeah, of course. $500, and I want to do the win by 12 points.
Okay, so if you bet 500...
That's where my gut says, but I also will take the biggest payout.
If you bet on the Dallas Cowboys to win by more than 12 points, you're taking Adam Bandwagon Boy 1 is betting on the Dallas Cowboys at -12 to beat the Arizona Cardinals, $500. Your payout is $954.54.
Oh yeah, $500. There we go.
What are you doing?
I'm doing 500 on the spread.
So he's going to bet 500 on -12, and his return, I'm not doing net return, I'm just doing your winnings, would be $454.
Okay, And we're using bet 365 odds. What I pulled up here, I don't know what this is.
So actually, those add better odds. So don't do that.
No, we'll go with yours, but this can just help at least for
for visual. So they have -12 on bet 365. They have, I mean, either way, you have to have. Well, I guess in these odds that you have up, you'd need to score
13.
No, 12. If you had 12 points, you'd win. If you won by 12, you'd win. They're -11.5 there.
I know, but what's the difference between -12 means you...
That's -11.5 and -12 means with theirs, you could win by 12 points and still win. With bet 365, you have to win by 13.
Right. That's what... Yes.
So that's the difference between that one and the bet 365.
So better odds, but a little bit harder. So what... Sorry. His total would be...
Adam bet $500 to win a grand total net taken 954, which is a $454 win. Does that make sense?
Yep. Same as last week. Okay.
Yeah, if you bet it,
It's spicy.
it's always going to be the same. If you bet the spread's always the same amount that you get paid out. AJ.
So if I...
baby, that's what we do.
If I keep my... Okay, so can you explain money line to me?
You don't want to do money line.
No? Okay.
If you're going to try to win any money, well, just tell me how much you want to bet on if you want to bet on the Cowboys just winning, just to win, how much do you want to bet on the Cowboys to win?
I want to bet 183.
It's gonna make you like $25.
What did I bet last week?
You did over under
Okay, well, what's the over-under?
43 points. So if the Cowboys and the Cardinals combine for over 43 points and you bet the over, they have to combine for over 43 points. If you bet the under, they have to combine for less than 43 points. You bet on 38 last week, 38.5.
What you gonna do, Alex?
43?
What you gonna do?
I just want to see how much. So you said 100. And how much were you going to bet on the money line?
183.
183.
Looking tough.
$26. It would win you.
I'm a slow roll. Adam's going to lose
Well,
big
well
on a
that's
couple
the thing.
weeks, and then he's going to have
minus
nothing.
-12's tough. -12 is tough. I also said -9 was tough. and you
Okay.
won, so
Definitely throwing out to chat on this one. And what's my 183 winnings on that spread under?
you want the under. So you want under 43 points. You're saying under 43 points with 183. So your total win on 183, the net win would be 349. So whatever 349 minus 183 is would be your winnings.
Kilo C says, looks like AJ's going for it.
349 minus 183, 166 would be your winnings.
I'm going
like Dallas is
183
going for
under.
183 under. Okay, he's locked in.
I'm stretching my neck, bro.
AJ's locked in.
Under 43.
Under 43. So the bandwagon boys and their CanFan bucks are locked in. Do you want to hear what the real money makes?
Sorry, what was that? Sorry, before you go into that, what was the total?
349. 349 is the net winnings.
The net wings. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, tell us.
Skin that smoke wagon and see what happens.
The guy that's rolling with some real cash, real life bucks, even though I wish it was CanFan bucks. I put $300 down on the -12, baby. So Bandwagon Boy 1 and myself are rolling in together. We're on our saddle. We need the Cowboys to win by more than 12 points this week.
How much do you make?
I bet $300. I win I think I end up winning close to 300. It's like 280 something.
Sweet.
Let's do it.
That'll put you close to 600 for your winnings.
That'll put me close to 1,000.
Looking
tough, baby. So we're betting. We're locked in, guys.
I'm your huckleberry.
This is fun. I like doing this, and it's going to get more refined as we do it. You guys are testing your feet.
You know what's going to be.
Well, we just created Adam a lifetime gambler.
I know. Only paper though. Paper money.
You know it's going to be.
Ads. What can I trade my $10,000 CanFan bucks? Imagine he gets to like 10 grand. It's like, oh my god, if he would have started off with $1,000.
Well, the problem is that when you throw down real money, this is how I would want to bet.
Yep.
So this is just going to.
But real money would fuck you up.
This is what I'm doing. I play with my gut.
Play to win the game.
You play to win the game, and then so this I might switch from CanFan bucks to real bucks pretty soon.
You have to hit 5,000 CanFan bucks before you can play with real money.
Yeah. Exactly.
I know I have to. I can't tell Lynn's that
All
I'll
right.
be playing with real money.
No.
Okay, this is a good segue.
We got to do scores, baby.
Well, that's what good. I was gonna say good segue into our score predictions.
Ladies and gentlemen, can I please have your attention?
For score predictions.
Yeah, score predictions.
I know mine.
Let's hear it.
It plays into my under.
I got mine too. 48-3 for the Cowboys.
Okay. 48.
48-3, baby.
I'm gonna wait for AJ to start his, and then I'm gonna tell him that I have mine also.
I actually I want to look back and just total up Adam's points for the Cowboys for the year.
Ad's never saying the Cowboys are under 40 points ever.
Just last week he said 31.
Oh, okay. So
that was a good one.
Week 1 was
31-20.
41-16, and he was very close.
Listen,
with that close.
yeah, exactly.
Ad's offense, Ad's scores actually have been pretty good.
And 31. Okay, so we're looking.
Was it as good as 34-0 like mine for week 1? Ooh.
No.
Yeah.
Zegama.
Do you say yours, and then I can go to some chat ones.
Mine is 24-17 for the Cowboys.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, Alex now seems. This is the funny thing with betting. Alex feels like he has to buy into a low score because he went with the under. He has to. He has to play.
No, I just think that teams get better each game throughout the season, and so here's the thing: the touchdowns from the Cowboys defense have all been not they've all been just reaction to what's happened on the field, and then they go down and do it. So, yeah, I don't know.
24-17.
I'm playing into my fucking bet.
You are 24-17, which is
Playing
fine.
into my
It's
bet.
fine.
60% of the time, it works every time.
Give us three scores from chat.
Llama Gamer says 38-6.
I like
so
that.
very, very close to my 48-3.
Ruins Alex's bet.
Actually, 48-6 is probably more like the score that I feel they'll get. 48-3 is going to be tough, but I'm still sticking with it.
I like it.
It's
Bold. It's big.
It is bold.
You know what? Chat's just been. I just say this. Shout out to the real ones. Chat has been awesome tonight. There's just too much stuff. I can't even scroll up.
Okay, it's fine. I'll roll.
Okay.
We do appreciate it, and we'll
Love
say
it,
this.
guys.
We'll say this.
Okay,
Stop.
sorry. Gonzalo Alvarado says 40-10.
40-10. That's a good score. It's
So-
kind of a
so-
combined score of the last two games. I like it.
So Sammy's also agreeing with
38-6.
Llama Gamer and saying 38-6.
Okay, that's the three scores. Okay, if you guys are in the live chat if you're there for the live stream watch party on Sunday, put your live scores in there. What you think the score prediction is going to be. We will give you a Cowboys CanFan T-shirt if you predict the exact score. My score prediction for the game, I do like the 6 point call everyone's saying, but I'm going to give them a little bit more respect. I'm going to say they get 12. The Cardinals are going to get 12. Cowboys are going to have 38. 38-12. Dallas Cowboys over the Arizona Cardinals. That plays into Adam's bet. That plays into my bet. AJ, sorry, you're going home a loser.
Yeah,
With
yeah.
that, I honestly, I just see the Cowboys beating this team by more than 12, and I think this is finally the time the offense kind of sheds a little bit of this stigma that they're not good in the red zone. You got to think that Jets game could have been fucking 50 to something if they're scoring in the red zone, and I think this is the game. It clicks. They're not playing against a top 5 defense. They're going to score a lot of points.
Well, R2 says 50-20 Cowboys.
Wow.
We got Botji Eric saying 43-0 Cowboys victory. And he's
ballsy.
going to be at the game. We got Lunar Love saying 53-6. I like that score. Lunar Love, I almost changed my 48-3 to 53-6 because I like that score. Our boy Kilo C says, I see another 40 burger. Doesn't give what the other score is. And then Ruben Cano says 38-9.
Okay. That's some good scores. Into fantasy football, we got the bandwagon boys. This is okay. So we started a CanFan Fantasy Football League. We're going to go through this really quickly. We're going to do about 25 minutes of this.
Yeah.
No, we're going to go quickly here. Bandwagon
Very
boys
quick.
played the Dak hater last week. You guys got smoked. You guys started 0-2.
Now, look, the Dak hater has been on the game of the week, I guess is what we're doing. Completely chosen by us, but he's been back-to-back. He lost last week to you,
Yep, he did.
Cowboys CanFan Anthony. And this week he came up against the Bandwagon Boys, who are off to a very rough start, 0-2.
0-2.
But we did go ahead and pick up Cup. In
We like that
our second or
adversity, though.
third pick.
We
Yeah.
like that adversity.
It builds us. But the Dak haters came out and spanked us real bad. 128.32 points to 85. Let's just call it 86, rounded up.
I mean, we have some personnel issues that we got to deal with.
His biggest point scorers here were Hurts, Samuel, and George Pickens, who had quite the game.
Pickens went off.
And that Pittsburgh Steelers defense that he did go up and get earlier than not.
Pittsburgh scored 27 points.
Yeah. So we did luck out. The Bandwagon Boys were able to pick up Puka Nakua for LA. How long that lasts, we'll see. But he almost had 26 points for us.
Ride that wave.
Had we not started him, who would have been in his place below? I mean, we probably would have had a different receiver that we picked. Oh, it doesn't show. Okay.
It doesn't show. But
Guess what? It sure as shit wouldn't have been fucking 85 points. It would have been probably like
Not 25.
78.
yeah, yeah, exactly. We don't have much depth there. But this is the game of the week
Well,
this week.
I mean,
it goes without saying.
At least you guys get to start off the season 0-3. I get to start off Cowboys CanFan Anth 2-0, sitting pretty right now.
Chum change, baby.
In fourth place. You guys are actually in last place right now. So this is a perfect time for me to kick you guys when you were down.
You're just like the Cowboys sitting in
I'm
fourth.
actually sitting there waiver wire 1. Didn't even go for anyone because there was just no one out there.
You didn't go for Ford?
I didn't want Ford. I didn't want him. I know who am I going to put him instead of? Look at my team. I just have studs everywhere.
Oh, God.
Well, the points are very close. We each have 107 points.
Estimated, yep.
Estimated. Actually, you have 108 if we're rounding up, Anth. But it's very close, okay. We're just going to go through our position battles here. So the Cowboys CanFan Anthony has
definitely the edge over you guys.
Definitely the edge. But Justin Fields, did not break out. Struggling now, but did not break out till about the second half or so of last season. And so we're holding on for that, for him to start having the game, playing football the way that we know that he can play.
We got
edge CanFan Anth.
Yeah. Well, you're playing against Indy. We're playing against KC. Yeah. We got one more week of Justin Fields as our number one, and then we might have to start fucking talking about.
And then you asked, guys, you asked if I didn't go.
We'll talk about it.
You didn't ask if I was going to go for Ford. Sure, Jay Connor for me. He's going up against that vaunted Dallas defense. But man, I got Connor, who's been very good for the Arizona Cardinals. And then I got Christian McCaffrey.
Yeah, I can't wait to see fucking Connor get a fucking goose egg this week.
McCaffrey's expected to get 20.42 points against the New York Giants.
Look, that's a pretty high fucking praise. We'll see, but McCaffrey is someone who can do that. On our team, we got Jacobs and Sanders. Sanders has been fairly consistent or solid.
And we picked Sanders up in spite of Ant.
In spite of Ant. Jacobs, though, on the Raiders, he's been pretty dog shit, and so we need to
struggling.
Can go off, though. At any time.
Can go off. Yeah. We need him to have that turnaround.
Should have never changed his number.
Although
he should have never changed his
shouldn't
number.
have changed his number
Against Pittsburgh. It's going to be a little bit of. It's going to be a hope and prayer.
That's the thing. So I think running backs, Anth, you take it just because you got McCaffrey and he's the best in the bunch.
You guys tip me out, though, at wide receiver. You guys have good wide receivers.
Yeah.
You're playing, so I'm playing a running back in the flex. You're playing a wide receiver. But if we just had to go wide receiver versus wide receiver, you guys have Godwin in Tampa Bay, Chase in Cincinnati, and I'm going to say Puka Nakua in LA because he's still a wide receiver. You guys definitely edge me out with Kirk and Moore in Chicago.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, Moore is interesting. He has that touchdown potential, and Kirk, I mean, he's shown fantasy value, but how's he been this year?
He's been all right. He hasn't really reached his potential.
Yeah. Now, and sorry, Nakua has been a great pickup for us
So far.
He's sitting And the only reason he's sitting in that RWT is because I think of his game times.
It's a flex.
I feel like one of our best pickups was the Jake Moody pickup there because he's been a fucking consistent dog the last 2 weeks.
Yeah, well, he was sitting there, and so we went ahead and picked him up.
Well, the thing is, you guys went down a kicker. I'm looking at our flex right now. You have Nakua. I have Herbert, the running back for Chicago. I do want to look at our benches just to see after.
Yep.
But yeah, then we will scroll down to kicker.
Oh,
I mean,
our defenses are
skipped
both
tight
kinda
ends,
whatever.
which
tight ends. Yeah, well, Ad went right to kicker.
I know. So moving back real quick before we scroll down
Kittle hasn't
here.
really done much for this year in
This
fantasy.
is a wash for me. I think Kittle
it's a
versus
wash,
Andrews
too.
is a wash.
a
Either
wash.
or could have 2 touchdowns, or either or could have
3 receptions.
The difference is I have the stack. I have Lamar Jackson throwing to my guy Andrews. So any touchdown for Andrews is a double stab to the bandwagon boys.
But thankfully, we're playing against the New York Giants, which I feel like will have a better shot on their team.
No. I'm definitely not playing that defense.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
sorry. I was looking because my defense right now is the Giants. I thought you meant the
No, I'm saying Kittle is playing against the Giants, so I think we have a good chance because Kittle hasn't been a big producer for the last 2 weeks. So I think this is the week where we're going to start to see him show up. I have a couple other.
That's a tomorrow game too, by the way, guys.
Ooh,
Yeah,
Thursday
and
night.
San Fran versus the Giants tomorrow.
Go ahead and
you're
touch
not
it.
set.
Just go ahead and touch it.
That's very nice. You're not set on your defense. We're not set on our defense.
fuck's
We're
sake.
going to come back to that.
I'll be trading up the defense. But Aubrey,
check out
you
Branch.
skipped over my only Dallas Cowboy. Fucking my
bro.
kicker. 5 field goals last week, 1 extra point.
Oh, that would have been a great
Aubrey.
week to have.
He
Aubrey.
killed it. He killed it last week. Aubrey's coming for the bandwagon, boys.
It's
Hey,
funny because
Moody and Aubrey. It's going to be a good kickoff.
I'm looking at you, Alex. Nobody skips over Aubrey.
I'm sorry. Look, we've been jumping all over. Now let's collect ourselves as we get to the bench here. Just look at I'll read our bench first, and we'll give some quick thoughts. We got Hunter Hurst, tight end, sitting there. Pacheco for running back for KC. Kay Williams, the running
wow.
back for LA.
I
Who we
feel
got
like
to talk about.
you guys
we're
are gonna
going to talk about moving some
was
of these
just gonna
guys in for
say.
Jacobs.
Like
okay?
you guys aren't starting that guy.
We got Jay Warren, just a fucking handcuff for Pittsburgh, and Charbonnet just waiting in the wings and
I
Seattle.
don't even know if we have to. Well, I got Garrett Wilson chilling on the bench, but he's kind of tough to put
And you
in
got
for me.
Cooks.
And Cooks.
why is Wilson tough to put in for? Oh, but who are your other wide receivers that you have right now? Go back up. I as you were talking about your team.
Perk and Moore.
I'm not sold on Wilson.
That's fair.
This week I would be
That's
sold
fair.
on Wilson.
Aaron Rodgers with Wilson.
Yeah.
Every fucking game he's in.
No.
Hey, guys.
Who are the Jets playing there, Alex? Sorry. Go down again.
The Jets?
New England.
New England.
Ooh, that's a tough one.
I don't know if I
Hey,
trust
listen,
him yet.
I'm fine with Garrett Wilson getting 35 points on your bench this week.
Well, what do you guys just do? Just pick up every Rams player that ends up having one good game?
World Cup's
yeah.
on.
I'm kidding.
World
It's
Cup's
worked.
on.
It's worked.
Yeah, that's what we do.
It's worked out good. You guys got a couple studs. Kay Williams is definitely going to be playing.
It's
I
worked.
know,
it's
I know.
I
worked-
just can't see you guys taking Josh Jacobs out for him.
We're not going to take out Jacobs.
You got to
We're
take
going
out
to talk
Sanders.
about it.
Oh,
we
this
might
is
do.
interesting.
We might take out Jacobs.
See what I do here? Before I
Look,
call
he's-
us out, I
he's
get the
playing
bet.
he's playing head games with us.
I
He's
get
playing
into the
head games with
bandwagon
us.
boys' heads. Okay, final thoughts.
You can't handle the truth.
Final thoughts as we're calling us out. What do you guys got for final thoughts?
Final thoughts on the waiver wire. You're going to want to go pick up Osa Odigizua because he's probably sitting there and he's going to get you a couple sucks.
But not in a league like this, though.
No,
Not in this league. If you do IDP,
gotta play IDP.
If not, then
I like the deep dive on IDP player.
But if not, then go get Hunt.
Oh
get
yeah,
Hunt.
good call.
Kareem
Ad,
Hunt.
give me a player.
Well, if you're looking to pick up a player this week and you're trying to hit that waiver wire for Ford, I still think Ford's going to have a better week than Hunt. However, those guys who some people paid $100 fab with Nick Chubb going down.
I think you guys both picked Cleveland Brown players, but I think you guys picked. Did you guys get Williams?
We've had him for a bit.
You
got
had him
him
for a
last
bit.
week, last
I
week.
guarantee he wasn't rostered in a lot of leagues. That's probably the pick. With Akers gone, the guy's in
Listen,
there.
my-
That's
my-
the pick,
my-
and you guys have him.
My co-manager is a fucking running back whore.
Well, that's the thing. You guys didn't think of him because he's been on your team for a week, but I guaranteed he was probably one of the biggest ones. The interesting point, we all went running backs as the biggest waiver wire purchase.
Hot commodities, baby.
Okay, guys, we will be back Sunday at about 12:25 Pacific Standard Time to go an hour before the Cowboys kickoff game in Arizona against the Arizona Cardinals. All I gotta say, it is a bad week to be a Cardinals fan. And if you know a Cardinals fan, tell him to go fuck himself. For the Bandwagon Boys and your host Ed Best, we out, baby.
Peace. Much love.